Hey guys, Darkovika here, and I thought it's been a while since I did a map making video, so I wanted to kind of jump back into that and do another map making video. Obviously, clearly, if you could not tell. So, this is using a software called Wonderdraft, which I picked up a while back because a friend of mine had pointed it out to me and I thought it looked really cool. And I was really excited by it, and I really enjoy using it. Like any software, there's some tricks to it. It definitely also it needs a hefty processor, or at least it has so far for me. It does tend to overheat on my laptop, and my Surface can't handle this. No way, no how. I have a Surface 3 though, so that's probably why. But my PC, my honker of this thing is just massive, and I've had it for literally 6 years. My friend helped me build it. It is a beast to end all beasts, and it runs this beautifully, so there you go. It's a 6-year-old custom built PC. This map was for a personal project. I, as always, have decided to write another project after finishing my last one. This is a different story that this map was for. Obviously, the art in this did not necessarily... Oh, this tree confused me, which is why I spent a very strange amount of time on this tree. It looked crooked to me, and then I switched to a different tree and was like, well, wait, it's not crooked. Anyways, we've already moved past it because I have this at literally 1,000 times the speed. This map took me 2 days to make. And, but yeah, so it's not custom art. I mean, you can import custom art. Like, if I really wanted my own art in here and I wanted my own symbols in here for something that's specifically for my story, I can do that. In this situation, these symbols were fine. They work out. That city right there kind of matches the city that I have in mind, which is a city with multiple tiers, and each tier has multiple rings. That kind of a scenario. And I, as per usual, am the worst at coloring. It took me an ungodly amount of time to get some kind of coloring in here that made sense. And did not look like a 2-year-old had just spilled 3 buckets of paint all over it. But, c'est la vie, such is my life. I don't know what it is about coloring things. I am the worst at it. I can, I'll draw an outline and be like, oh, wow, the outline for this looks fabulous. This drawing looks great. Start to color it, instantly ruin it. Coloring to me is just, you'd think that would be the easy part. Alas, it is not. There was also just I wanted to obviously soften the edges that wind up in this, but I wanted different regions, not just everything is green except for one section. And obviously this is a fantasy setting, so but yeah, this is a country called Gilded, which takes place in a story that I am writing and just sort of enjoying. It is a fantasy sort of epic. I don't know, what defines an epic? What actually makes something like an epic fantasy? I know Tolkien is effectively the father of an epic fantasy, but I don't actually know what decides that. So, if you know. Oh, I didn't stick with that symbol that you saw me pop down there. I did make this video quite fast, but it was 3 videos actually that I recorded over a period of time. The first one was 50 minutes, the second one was 35 minutes, and the third one was another 40 minutes, so yes. I didn't want this video to go past 10 minutes though, so I was like, I'm just gonna pop this bad boy up to 1,000% and we will just see how that goes. But that is, just how the process is. I started on the forest and then was like, oh, I don't have anything else on this map, so I don't know if I should start on the forest when I don't have anything else. So I started popping down locations on here. I would give details about this, but I'm still forming it, and also just trust me, you don't want me to read it. My rough drafts, anyone's rough drafts, are just a mess because especially in fantasy, you just wind up with a big old info dump. You really, it just becomes a massive info dump because you're trying to get all the information that you have in your head on the paper before you forget, or the metaphorical paper, and then you just wind up info dumping for 30 pages because you haven't yet gotten to the part where you know how to pace. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about those trees. I went with those trees and I kept them, and I don't know how I feel about them. Also, this was, I think, where I started coloring and then just went a little insane with it, like just coloring everywhere. Which it worked out in the end, I think. You'll see. But yeah, so on top of that, I figured I'd give you guys just sort of like a little heads up on what I've been doing, if you care. And, no, I know what you guys do. I hope. But I have been okay. I've just been doing a lot of thinking recently. I've uploaded a lot of videos and my thoughts are mostly just the same, except continuous and me just sort of expanding upon them in my head. And the idea is just that, like, you know, I'm getting into my 30s now, and I've done YouTube for a very long time, and I don't know that it's anymore. Like, back in the day, YouTube was just like something that was very fun, where it was a lot of people coming together and forming just for fun communities. And I don't know what YouTube is anymore, but it's not really that. The landscape has changed, and it's just become very odd. And I don't know what I want to be on YouTube anymore. Like, you get into this state where you're like, well, if you don't want to be anything, then why are you uploading? And then you feel kind of bad because you're like, maybe I shouldn't upload because, you know, other people obviously want to be something on YouTube, so am I just taking up space? But, like, it's not really about that, is it? It's about doing what you love. And I actually genuinely like recording videos for my very small community. So I go in circles a lot. That's basically what that comes down to. I just wind up going in circles. I want to get back into making videos that I actually enjoy and just say screw having a schedule. So I'm trying to kind of beat out this need to stay to a schedule, because you'll find a lot of people on YouTube and just in Reddit and communities where they talk about like how to become a YouTuber. First thing everyone always says is to stick to a schedule, and I actually think that hurts more than it helps now, because sticking to a schedule is fine, but it's really only like, it's only something you can really do if you're doing it full time, especially if you're trying to stick to like uploading every single day. And believe me when I say this, because I am speaking from like 12 years of experience, but like when you stick to a schedule like that, you have to make a lot of cuts and you have to make a lot of like shortcuts in your videos, and you wind up not being able to make the content that you want to make. And I mean, what this comes down to is like, I've built a lot of habits for YouTube over the years where I record, I slap the video on YouTube. I don't even remember half the videos I have on here. Sometimes I come across something and I am like, what is this? I don't remember filming this. I don't remember, like one time I was like, oh, I want to play this game. Sometimes I legitimately have to look up and see if I've done videos for a video game. I'm not even joking. I wish I was. I have to check to see if I've already recorded it because I just genuinely don't know half the time. And so sometimes I'm really surprised and I'm like, oh, I actually did record myself playing this and I just don't remember. Because I don't really spend a lot of time on my videos, because for me, for the last 12 years, it's always been about like, we'll just stick to the schedule. And clearly that has not worked, honestly. My best videos and the videos that have ever exploded were videos that I put more time into. And that was when I, A, wasn't sticking to a schedule, or B, was kind of like on a weird hiatus, or C, did Chaos Cast. And so, like, it's kind of like a little bit of that, where I'm realizing things are a little odd, to say the least. But, you know, I'm figuring it out. And I'm trying to break these old habits that I had. Because sometimes when I get back into YouTube, like, when I start recording, I just fall right back into those old habits. It's pretty insane how, like, ingrained. I mean, I guess I've been doing this for, like, 12 years on and off, give or take a few hiatuses in there. But I really don't think that sticking to a schedule is as important as everyone makes it out to be, because I don't think anyone actually succeeds from, like, sacrificing quality for quantity. I really don't. Honest to God, I don't think anyone actually succeeds for it. And I also think that one should not be killing themselves for YouTube. I really believe that. I've seen a lot of people who post on Reddit and are like, I have a wife and kids, but I want to make it big on YouTube, so I'm thinking of posting every day. And I'm like, oh my God, please don't. You're going to watch your life just waste away while you either spend hours and hours and hours every single day editing. Like, even the YouTubers who have gotten really good at it, like, I think, like, Plumbella says that she spends, like, like 2-3 hours of video every single day editing it. And I'm like, you're gonna just like give up all that time with your family for something that's not even assured. Like, no, just upload once a week, spend the time on the video, make it really good, make it something that you really like, and people will find it, especially if it's montage content. Honest to God, you want to make it good, make montages. Doesn't matter what you make it of, make montages. People freaking love montages. They're quick, they're fast, they're dirty. You don't need context for them usually. They're fun. My favorite videos on my channel are my montages. I've said this time and time again. They are literally my favorite videos. It's just, I have to be in a certain mood for them to make them. Like, I don't know. It's really, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. But like, I enjoy it, so who cares? Anyways, yeah, so that's, oh, and I'm also not really on a schedule right now because I am, working on moving. We are moving out of our apartment and kind of changing our life around drastically. And no, I'm not pregnant. I'm just gonna put that out there because I know that's like, people's ears perk up and they're just like, babies? Babies? Are there babies? Do you have babies? It's like hilarious. Like, we're moving out of state, and our Brent's family is like, oh, so like babies though? Like, are you guys gonna have babies? And it's like really funny. So I mean, it's straight up The Sims. Like, the Sims community is pretty obsessed with woohoo, but honest to God, like, I think it's a reflection of reality because people be obsessed with babies. Just every chance they're like, oh, so like, are you pregnant? Because you should totally get pregnant. You should totally have a baby. It'd be like pretty rad. And it's like, well, yes, I do want kids, but give me a bit. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I wanted to give you guys this last section where you could just sort of enjoy this without my voice just going on forever. That's my update. That's my everything. We're working on a move. Things are a little crazy. This is where I name things and struggle and just come up with stuff. I literally came up with all of the names for this. They are straight out of my bizarre brain, and also the text thing in here is a little funky. It's a little funkalicious. I was struggling with it several times. We got Port Fair, which I don't know why I named it Port Fair. I think I just thought it would be funny because they deal with pirates, and so they're just called Port Fair because they wanted it to be fair, but it's not. My favorite city is called Catharsis, which I just think is a fabulous name for a city. I don't know why I'm obsessed with it, but I am. And then I have 3 dwarven cities because it would not be a fantasy novel by me if I did not have fantasy. I have dwarves and I have dark elves, and I don't have regular elves, and my dwarves are going to be the know-all race, and yeah, it's going to be great. And then I was just fiddling with, like, there's a really cool feature in this that allows you to actually see based off of the, like, you define the distance on your map. And then there's a really cool tool that allows you to actually see what that distance is between your cities. So I can say, like, between Catharsis and Wildstown, which is a name, it is, I think it said like 200 miles, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I can actually see how far apart stuff is, and I don't know, it just seems like really cool, like actually really cool to do. And it calculates it based off of the rule that you set for the map. So obviously this is the finished portion, which means you don't get the bit that I was going to give you where I don't talk, because this is the end of the video. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you appreciated this. I know it's not perfect. I'm still kind of like obviously learning how to color things. Here's the map in all of its glory. My coloring skills are not good, but I think I did pretty decent with this. Like, I'm kind of pleased with how the coloring turned out on this map. Like, the land doesn't look too random. It's colored. It does have edging. Like, it doesn't, I don't know, how does the fading look to you guys? Like, does it fade correctly? Does it look natural? What is natural? I don't even know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I do appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.